We're going to set the tone real early in this one.
Are we live?
We're damn straight live.
Oh, we're live. Oh. This is a live performance of this song as well.
It is. Let's do a sing-along.
Okay, I'll give it a go.
It's free falling.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
For the listeners.
You take the John Mayer version?
Yeah, why not?
What the fuck? I'm about to leave this fucking podcast right now. You pick... Dude. You don't fucking start playing Tom Petty Free Fallin' and then play the fucking John Mayer version, dude.
Yeah, why not?
Because John Mayer can suck my balls. This is Tom Petty. This is a fucking America. This is American classic. And you're having the biggest fucking... John Mayer is the Taylor Swift of fucking male pop music, this motherfucker. Yeah. Fuck this dude.
This is an Alex Diamond
this guy can keep
request for the Grateful Dead and John Mayer playing with Grateful Dead. But let's just hit this one note.
Grateful Dead is...
Let's just hit this one note, Ole Dan, and let's keep it moving.
Finally got it right, Ole Dan.
Free falling. All right, let's get on to this. This is Head Kick Radio, episode 40, coming at you hot.
This is episode 40?
Episode 40. This thing won't turn off. I don't know what's going on. Episode 40. Last week of February, man. We're already 2 months down.
Last week of February. Oh, shit.
What's up?
What day is it? It's the 22nd, so we got a whole week. I guess we got one more week of February.
Dude, we got some combat Jiu Jitsu on over here to our right and a little bit of hockey.
Yep. LA. Is that the fucking... Is that the Winnipeg Jets?
Versus the Vegas Golden Knights.
I'm a big fan of Vegas. So
I am too. I'm a huge fan.
I like Vegas.
I think Vegas should have all pro sports.
And I don't even know where the fuck Winnipeg's at, so let's go Knights.
Winnipeg's in Canada, just straight above Detroit. Michigan.
Confident.
Michigan?
Well, Michigan.
I just said Detroit as a state.
Well, you also... I figured it was just going to go up. You didn't have to out yourself.
I just straight up
You could have just said right above Detroit and I'd have been like, oh, I know where that's at.
Man. But let's get back into some Tom Petty, John Mayer, some free falling.
Dude, that pissed me the fuck off. That you're gonna intro this differently. And then you're gonna play just... He needs to play guitar and fuck off.
Dude, hey, you know, I don't know this for sure because I never fact checked this, but I was hanging out with our boy Diamond, and he said that John Mayer is the guitarist for Grateful Dead now, after they did their last final tour a few years ago.
I really don't think anybody gives a fuck.
I mean,
I most certainly don't.
The ladies do.
No, they don't. Those bitches don't know one Grateful Dead song. They know they like his fucking butt chin.
I just want you to know, because I look at the analytics. We have 3% female viewership.
What up, ladies? How you doing? Don't leave because of that, because I called you bitches. I just called you bitches because I don't know your names individually.
So that means out of 100 people, we have 3 women listening to us, and
I don't know why.
I bet 2 of them are probably our moms.
My mom does listen to it every once in a while.
My mom does too. And you know what? The one she listened to, I called her out. I called her cooking out. And she had to let her boy know. She's like, yo.
I bet.
She's like, you dogging my cooking? Does that mean you don't want any more? Say something else.
You're not getting no leftovers no more on Thanksgiving, on Christmas.
No leftovers.
You go there.
All right, so hang on. We got the first match going on here, and it's
this is just a complete combat jiu-jitsu tournament, right?
I'm not sure.
No, it is. It's only CJJ. Let's see when motherfuckers.
So it's Nick Maximov versus 10th Planet's Brian Brown.
Nick Maximov. Okay, have an American name or a Russian name for sure. Just don't pick something random.
Let's just call him Nick because we understand Nick.
Actually, I heard I was listening to somebody, and whenever a lot of like people from other countries come over here, they just like kind of hear names that they like because they know their first name is really hard to pronounce, and people always fuck it up.
Yeah.
So they just kind of pick a name that they hear a lot and they like, and they're like, oh, that's my name now.
I mean, respect, because like I don't want to hear my name butchered if I go somewhere. Like if they started calling me, like my name in Mexico is Esteban. If they started calling me Esteban down there and they couldn't say Steven, I'm like, hey, I'm Esteban now. I get it.
Yeah, no, I think people were just butchering their names so bad. They were like, okay, fuck it, I'm not Esteban now, and I'm fucking Carl.
Yeah.
Like that's what they're doing because people in America just butcher their shit so bad.
Have you heard of people making... We talked about this, I think, last week after the podcast about people like making fun of the name Carl, and they said, how could you look a baby in the eyes
and name it
Carl?
You're Hank. newborn. You are baby Hank. Like, no, I'm not, asshole. But there's 2 dudes in my warehouse. One's named Eloy, and he's like, thanks for pronouncing my name right. And I'm like, people fuck up Eloy? Like, all you gotta do is hear
It's
it.
4 letters.
They're like, yeah, they call me Elroy. And I'm like, man, people are assholes. Just fucking try. Literally, all you gotta do is Eloy. Okay, that's definitely not Elroy. Let's try the alloy. No, it's not a metal. Like, people don't even give a fuck. Like, it's annoying as shit. Just try.
See, there's this lady at my work. Her name is Cora. So
that's a nice name. I like that name.
I thought when I first met her, because she has a different like slang than I do. Mm-hmm. So I thought she said coral. For 2 solid years. This older lady, she's so sweet. Right. I called her Miss Coral every time I saw her, and she got my name right, of course.
Did she ever correct you?
No, so sweet.
Did somebody else correct you?
No. So here's what happened. The guy I work with, he comes back. He was like, yeah. He goes, Cora told me to tell you hi, and I said, Cora. I was like, who's Cora? He's like, the lady
you talk to
at the music
every
department.
Fucking day.
And I was like, oh, I thought her name was Coral. He's like, nah, man, I'm pretty sure it's Cora. He's like, I'll go back and double check for you. So he even went back and Aaron Rodgers.
Double check?
Double checked for me.
Those are great commercials.
Oh, they're fantastic. Comes back, he's like, and he's from Texas, so he goes, hey, partner. He's like, it's Cora. So ever since then, I've been going back, and I've been like overemphasizing the
Hi,
A.
Cora.
Yeah. And she just keeps it rolling, just like when I called her Coral, like sweetest lady ever. And I appreciate people like that. There's not enough people in this world.
Probably don't even hear you.
She probably can't. I think I mumble a lot, which is bad for radio.
I talk way too fast. That's a thing.
I'm looking at my wavelengths, and that's definitely me right now.
What were you about to say?
Dude, I'm about to say a lot of things. What do you want to talk about?
I don't know. Fucking Brian Brown's got his back taken, but he looks like he needs to scoot them hips out a little bit.
That reminds me. So we got a new segment that we're debuting this week for the listeners, and I've already asked some people and got some.
Do?
Yeah, I got 3 questions. Yeah, it's hype or not hype.
Oh, okay.
That's the segment.
I remember.
So you have listeners. I'm asking you guys, ask us a question and just say, hey,
and can you also come up with a better fucking name than hype or not hype? Because I want to hate it so bad, but everything we fucking talk about, I'm like, yo, that could be hype as fuck. And I want to come up with a better name because it pisses me off that Steven came up with this, and I don't want to call it that because it's the douchiest thing I've ever heard. So please come up with something better than hype or not hype.
Shout out to your girl. She liked the name.
I know, but she liked it because we kept going to that.
Yeah.
Like I kept running into it. It's probably going to work today. Fuck.
It's definitely going to work.
God damn it. It's probably going to stay.
So let's just jump straight into it. Hype or not hype? I asked some people for some feedback. Now I'm going to ask the listeners. I'm going to put out a social media post. The game hype or not hype is basically like mustard or ketchup, and then Dean and I will debate which one we like. So if he likes mustard and he says mustard's so hype, gives his explanation, and then let's say I disagreed with him and I said ketchup, which I definitely a mustard guy, but then I would give you my reasoning why I think ketchup is more hype than mustard. So
I think we should definitely not call condiments hype.
Hey, I'm just giving an example for our listeners because
mozzarella sticks are a great condiments transporter to your mouth.
Hey, they
just go well with everything. You can dip them in some more cheese. You can dip them in some mustard, some marinara. You can dip them.
So you're hype on cheese sticks?
No, mozzarella sticks.
Mozzarella sticks.
You can get some bullshit ass Bosco. Dude, you ever have Bosco sticks back in the day?
No.
I was about to say bullshit.
We're from a different part of the Midwest.
Well, did you go to public school?
Yeah.
Okay, it's all fucking same. Nobody learned shit.
Oh, I thought that was a mozzarella stick.
No, a Bosco stick is a bread stick that's like 17 weeks old, but then they reheat it under those heat lamp lights, and for some reason it's magical. It's the best goddamn thing you've ever eaten, and you'll fucking spend $10 on 6 of them.
We got Hot Pockets, dog.
Hot Pop. Dude, there's one of my employees.
That was our breadstick.
One of the guys at work brings Hot Pockets in for like breakfast a lot, like the breakfast ones, and I'm like, God, those smell so fucking good. I cannot eat those because there's no way any of that shit's real, but they're so good. And I went and got 2 like 3 months ago. I ate both of them like 11 minutes. It was great.
Oh man, you're making me hungry listening to that.
It was great. This dude's got a triangle.
Let's get into
tap.
it. Oh.
Brian Brown gets tapped.
Oh no, 10th Planet guy goes down.
It's a good scrap. Good scrap.
I can't tell how many of our viewership is 10th Planet.
I got no fucking clue.
So raise your hands in the comment section. But all right, hype or not hype, combat jiu-jitsu. That's a listener question.
Oh, combat jiu-jitsu's hype as fuck. What do you mean? I love this shit.
But I mean, like, go into it. Like, we've heard the explanation that it helps future people trying to get into MMA, like a good gauge.
Totally does.
So dig into that.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna do it like a certain person that we know, or we don't personally know him, but he went and did combat jiu-jitsu and he tapped somebody and he just slapped him on the top of the head whenever he got rubber guard, and it's like, well, that is not a practical application of what combat jiu-jitsu should be at all or anything like that. But when you watched Denny Propicos do it, he palm strike that dude in the fucking eye and made him pretty much go to turtle. Like, he didn't want to fight after that. That's when it's extremely practical, and it's like this dude got his back and he immediately hit him in the ear twice, and the dude didn't want to do that and started reaching for his arm. Like, it's extremely practical, and it's very real, because even if you just go watch Hickson,
it's what you do in the streets too.
Yeah, and why are we acting like it's not fun to hit people? Hitting people's fun as fuck. Like, especially when you're doing jiu-jitsu and you're on top controlling, you get somebody in Hickson control or gift wrap them, just fucking bitch slap them and pick their nose and make them eat it. That's that high quality good shit right there.
Oh man, I'm all for it. I think that it's so practical.
Combat jiu-jitsu is the wave.
It opens up submissions too when people are, when they're just being all. I kind of call it like cheap. It's like, hey, when you know all I can do in practice here is choke you, and that's all you can do is guard it. I fucking
hate this. Fucking, I don't know what they call it, like mantis
prayer
guard,
hands, yeah.
prayer hands guard, or some bullshit. Or like, I saw a dude do it in like a tournament and he just sat there, and the other guy was like just like patting him, like all tentative and shit, because they were in a tournament. I was like, hey, put your fucking knee on his throat and pull his head and see what the fuck happens. I bet he moves. I bet he fucking moves. Like, quit, stop it. That's fucking bullshit.
Yeah,
I hate that pitter patter bullshit. We train to break fucking limbs here and choke people unconscious. Like, why are you acting like if this was on the street, I won't fucking stomp your throat in? Like,
yeah.
This is bullshit. That bullshit-ass mantis guard, you can have fun. You could say you won the fucking match. But if you do it in the street, I'm going to curb stomp you. American History X style.
Yeah. Do you know what I highly, highly appreciate is, like, even when we're just doing straight jiu-jitsu classes, and then Josh is rolling with us, and of course he's killing us, but he'll act like he's kind of slapping. He's like, hey, you're vulnerable here. Yeah. Move. You better work. Yep. Or he'll like do those like little like hand chokes like that are kind of more annoying than anything. He'll do that to you. He'll be like, are you gonna let me do this to you?
Exactly.
Work. You better work.
Yep.
Nothing. I appreciate that more when the higher level guys than myself, they do that kind of stuff to me, because it reminds me. Yeah, you can't. You are what you practice. You are your habits. Yeah. So don't get lazy habits in jiu-jitsu. No, you better keep working. Like, and so that's my thing. When you said like, hey, you're wiry, and I'm always just kind of like squirming back and forth if you're mounted or whatever on top of me. It's because I think of those things in my head. I'm like, dude, Dean would smash my skull
like
into the ground.
Right.
Right
if we were
now.
actually fighting, you can't just sit there at all. That's the right concept to have, I think. And then it's not like when you're doing that, you're not going 100% or anything. You can easily just move.
I'm like 30%, but
you can
it's
just
still
move
a good
out of
movement.
the fucking way and make it a good exercise for both people. We're both actually simulating real death and combat between people that know how to grapple, but we're not fucking killing each other. It's a great time.
Right, and the person on top has to work.
Holy shit, it was 1-0.
How to keep balance.
And in the last 8 minutes, Jets just went up 4-1. Never mind, that was a replay from like last month.
Dude, replays will fool you. You know what catches me? Like, in this combat jiu-jitsu, I saw a replay and I was like,
Brandon Moreno. This dude, I feel like he fights MMA.
He might, but
I know that name.
Brandon Moreno versus Ryan Carroll. I imagine that's how you say it.
Looks like Carroll to me. Carroll.
Dude, shout out combat jiu-jitsu running guys through like EBI.
Oh, it's the same thing.
Well, I mean the same format. Like, some people change formats when they change the structure of the tournament.
I mean, this is the same exact. It's a fucking grappling tournament. Now you can hit each other in the face on the ground.
Because Polaris moves slower.
Well, Polaris has that fucking douchebag that thinks he's goddamn Axl Rose and in the red corner.
Oh,
come into this thing. Can you not do that?
Oh, wait, hang on. You're talking about no, you're talking about Quintet.
I don't give a. No, he does it for a bunch. He did it for.
Are you talking about
EBIs.
the Proud announcer?
Yeah, whoever does that, he's done it for a bunch of organizations. He gets hired a lot.
I'm gonna be real with you. It's such a high pitched voice. I don't know if that's a guy.
It's totally a dude.
You think so?
100%.
I mean, you could
100%
totally be right. I could Google this, but I don't want to because I want to speculate.
That's absolutely a dude, and he's got eyeliner and bandanas around his wrists, and he's got a pair of sunglasses on his head and probably in his V-neck with a leather jacket on and some like 1.5 inch high leather boots.
You just described every male-looking figure at Columbia, where I just graduated from, going to school there the past 4.5 years.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with the look, but that's how I would imagine. It's like Dave Navarro as a singer.
What I'm trying to say is I got to be careful using like the male, female, like the pronouns. We got to worry about that now.
I don't give a fuck. Just tell me what to call you. I could give a fuck.
And I feel you on that.
Like I feel like people would give. How you gonna give a fuck about how somebody else? How?
I don't, but I also want to be proper all the time when I want to call people like ma'am, sir. Even if you want to call they and all that, like I'm cool with that. But
you can't just let me know.
I grew up with two, and so when I accidentally say the wrong one, like, hey, like please don't get mad at me. I'll call you whatever.
And for real, I don't really see that.
I'm trying to be respectful.
Yeah, I don't really see that happening a lot either. Like, we see shit on social. This dude just got broken off, I think.
Oh, did we see our first knockout? We've never seen a knockout in combat jiu-jitsu. Did something happen?
That's not true. Wagner Hochin knocked out Nate Orchard in the finals.
Oh, did he?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man, I should have remembered that.
But...
Dude, hey, speaking of Orchard, real quick, I've never been choked harder in my life, and it was across the jaw. Like, I literally... thought my jaw was going to break in half.
I bet.
When he put in his rear naked strangle.
Them wiry motherfuckers, they get it wrapped around you. It's just like a fucking bone crushing you.
But he was also one of the nicest humans I've ever met in my life.
Oh, yeah. That's what most killers are. Especially nowadays, at least. It was way douchier back in the day, you hear.
Yeah.
But
shout out Nate Orchard and Tempe, Seattle.
Isn't he in Portland?
No, he moved up to Seattle.
Oh, okay.
I think they closed Portland down.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure. I think that's what somebody said, but I can't remember.
Anyway, about these pronouns bullshit. I really don't see... Like, if you want to go on Twitter and look for it and Google, like, people getting called the shit wrong thing, how they identify and flipping out, you can absolutely find it. But for the most part, like, I feel like if you're just talking to somebody and you go, oh, excuse me, miss, and you're, like, actually friends with them, and I feel like in most part, like, just in public, walking down the street, people aren't going to flip the fuck out on you. I hope not, at least. But if you're having a bad day, I could see it, especially with the way everybody is. But anyway.
Hang on, let me segue on that. Do you feel a responsibility now that you're training full-time for MMA that you have to kind of watch your P's and Q's when people, freak out on you out in a public space? Because now that you're training, because...
Not really, because I'll still tell you, I'll give you a fucking tongue lash and like, I don't give a fuck. Like, that's not...
But I mean, you don't feel like the physical sense that you had to, like when we were younger, full of testosterone, just going like, hey, I got to kick your ass for this. Like, no, do you feel like you could just maybe say something back and leave it at that?
Yeah, but like, I'm not going to let you get in my, I'll never let somebody get in my face. I'll never let somebody touch me. You could say,
what if they're 10 feet away?
I'll never run to somebody. Like, none of that shit. Like, I'll talk to you the whole time. Like, I'm not going to turn my back and run away or anything. Like, walk away. That's not how you need to exit situations. That's how you get fucking bottles across your head. But I haven't tried to instigate shit since like 2014 when I was douchey, just getting drunk 5 nights a week. Sorry about that, people that were involved.
He's like, there's a long list. I can't sit here and explain it all.
But yeah, no, I don't really feel that, but I do not like blatant disrespect towards anything. Like, I will check people. Like, I don't feel the need that now that I know how to do this better, that I shouldn't check people. Like, because most of the time it's never going to get physical anyway, because I don't try to approach it physical, even though I do. Like, when you see me, especially when I have my big beard and I go up in my voice and go, hey, motherfucker, like, yeah, okay, I get it. Sometimes it comes off wrong, but I've done that. I can think of once since I've been up here, and it was because somebody almost ran over an old lady burning out in the Walmart parking lot. I almost fought 3 dudes in a car when they were trying to refill their...
That's a good excuse to fight 3 dudes in a car.
Fucking assholes, man. And their friends were pissed at the driver too, so that they were all remorseful, and the driver he knew he was being douchey, so it was fine. But I would have fucking shoved that goddamn office cooler up his ass. Fuck that dude.
Man, brought back some bad mojo.
But that's the only one I've had in like 3 years of being in Chicago area. So
all right, I got another hype or not hype from the listeners.
Oh shit, yeah, I forgot about that. Let's go.
No, we're still continuing. It's all good, brother. Meatloaf.
When my grandma and mom makes it, hype as fuck. When you go to I found it out. This is homemade meatloaf with your family recipe. It doesn't matter what it is, hype as fuck. If you order meatloaf at a goddamn restaurant, go back to the fucking river. Like, what are you doing? You don't order meatloaf at a fucking restaurant. It has ketchup and beef. What are you doing? What are you doing with your life? Oh my, get something you can't make. Even if it's like at Applebee's, you get the wonton sampler or some shit.
Hang on, time. Have you ever made meatloaf?
Oh yeah, meatloaf's easy as fuck to make. It's so good.
It's still a process. It's not just hamburger meat.
Oh no, it's not. But it's not something that you can't make. You literally get the 4x9 pan, and you put the meat in there. Get some fucking crap.
We all know you don't own pans now. If you're buying the 4x9s, if you don't have like the one just set pan in your cabinet.
You have one pan?
Yeah, for meatloaf. Dedication, bro.
Wait, do you only have one pan for meatloaf or one pan in your cabinet?
No. Like,
okay.
I have one pan for meatloaf. Like, it's a special meal.
Pan?
Like, I'm gonna tell you, like, when I heard this question, I was like, bro,
meatloaf's a special meal.
Like, it's like I'm all in. It's my favorite. It's my favorite meal. I'm a man. Meatloaf. Favorite artist? Ask me.
No, is it gonna be Meatloaf?
I was gonna say not Meatloaf.
Oh, because I don't know one Meatloaf song. I think I do, but I couldn't tell you who it is.
Everybody that was listening to that thought I was like, they were hanging on for a second. They were like, he's gonna say Meatloaf.
What the Meatloaf? Yeah, no, Meatloaf is good when your grandma makes it, and you got like, hang on, what's your sides? Oh, you got good mashed potatoes, but they're still kind of lumpy and they're creamy as fuck, and there's still like the butter. There's like the layer of butter on top. You know, but it's still like a thin one, but it's still, you know, when you put the gravy in, there's still going to be a little bit of butter for you when dry. And then you get the sweet corn on the side.
Did we just get a little...
maybe some cream corn. Yo, cream corn, underrated and hype as fuck. Cream corn is that shit,
We ran away, like 180 away from Meatloaf there. We went to cream corn.
And then maybe some green beans on the side, and you finish it off with, what goes good with that meal? I mean, if you
just named like 3 side dishes with our meatloaf.
So what you talking about?
Well, you said what else goes great? Like we're adding a 4th?
No, you need a drink, motherfucker.
Oh. I could pair a nice red wine with it. What do you want?
Red wine with meatloaf. Oh my god, you are a hillbilly from Oklahoma.
No, I learned that from here in Chicago.
You don't drink wine with meatloaf.
You don't drink wine in Oklahoma at all.
It's homemade wine. It's in a barrel still.
Yeah. And we prefer moonshine.
Yo, moonshine, put fire on your nuts.
I'm a special Billy.
You're special.
That's short for hillbilly.
Special.
Oh, we're silly. All right, so hang on. In combat jiu-jitsu.
What do you if I see you drinking red wine with meatloaf, I'll tip your plate over. That's unacceptable.
And you tip it right into his mouth because I'm going to swallow that meatloaf.
Back in the day, it would be like a nice glass of milk. Yeah, but now almond milk or cashew milk.
Back in the 1930s?
No, like when I was 11 or 10, I fucked up milk.
Oh, back when your day.
Yeah, I used to fuck up milk back in the day, but now I switched to almond milk, and now if you drink milk, it tastes like a cow's like mucus. It's so fucking gross.
I can't believe you just used back in the day before your pre-adult beverages.
You were walking to the bathroom and said, back in my day or some shit, and you're 6 years older than me, so why don't you suck my dick?
I mean, fair point, but my day was before your day, sir.
Your day still wasn't the day. So if we're talking about back in my day, it's still my day.
I know. Hey, would you want to be like our parents are probably different ages, but would you want to be back in the 70s and 80s? Do you think that was the day?
Parents?
My mom and dad, my dad's 62, I think. My mom, maybe 63, I don't know. Sorry, Dad. My mom's about to be 60 or is 60. I think she is 60.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
No, yep, definitely different.
I feel like I just went on a wild like longevity story there to try to figure out my parents' age.
My mom's 44. There you go.
Yeah. See, okay. So in between our parents' age, do you think that was the time to be alive?
1971. Holy shit. My mom's 47. She's been saying she's 44. You've been tricking me. I've been believing that shit.
You just did the math.
Well, she's tricked me. No, she's been saying when she turned 40, she said she was 38 for like 3 years. And then when she was like 44, she said she was 41. So I've been saying 41 for like the past 7 years because I just forgot. She's born 1971. My mom about to be 50 years old. Jesus. She's not going to like this part of the podcast.
Nope.
At all.
I feel like I'm about to get our second like hate comment like in the comment section.
Oh,
ever.
she can't hate comment her son. It's okay.
Dude, hey, when she told you said like and the F word too much,
I fixed the like. I'm trying to.
yeah, that one's hard.
Fuck's not going nowheres.
That one's even harder.
No, I just don't give a fuck about that one.
Dude, I've done so well. We're 40 episodes in here. I've done so well about watching my cursing, but I have a little bit, not much. But part of me, like,
Let me tell you something.
I kind of have to let it out.
Let me tell you something, dog. We're sitting
But
here.
I'm an angel.
Fuck that. We're sitting here
Whiskey review time.
drinking this delicious.
Do you want me to play some John Mayer while you read this review?
No, I do not. You could play some John Denver.
Ooh, Country Roads.
Goddamn right. Take me home. But this is West Cork blended Irish whiskey bourbon cask edition, and I think that actually makes a big difference in this blend and in this selection of whiskey, because usually Irish whiskey I find to be like a little light around it. It's like a really good Irish whiskey is a really good selection of whiskey if you're just starting out. It's really light. It goes really well with ice. It basically kind of dissipates almost, and it's just like water and like a basic whiskey flavor. So it's basically just whiskey and water just chilled. So it's really tasty.
That's what I'm drinking right now on the rocks.
Yeah, this it's the bourbon cask, and bourbon has to be aged in new oak barrels in America. That's the law. So whenever they take that bourbon out, it's just oak and whatever bourbon they used in it. So that's just the flavor that's getting into this really, really like a Irish whiskey that's usually not the strongest and doesn't have the most like character to it, and it gives it a real bunch of character. I'm not sure if they used bourbon cask the whole time or if it was finished in bourbon casks.
See, I think that's impressive, because you know what I've just recently learned?
Yeah.
That people, you can get degrees now in like brewery stuff and brewing
absolutely.
and creating your
Become
own
a distill
alcohol.
master.
Yeah. And doing whiskey, doing wine.
So this says,
And then also now, of course, you know, the medical marijuana thing's taken
oh
over.
yeah, those
like,
dudes are fucking chemists.
you can get a degree in all of this now, and I've learned about this like
You can
through
literally
weird
go-
articles in my rabbit holes.
It's goddamn fucking Hogwarts herbology class nowadays.
Could you imagine if Hogwarts like herbology was all about growing marijuana?
I mean, those wizards
And
got to be
brewing
chillaxed somehow.
brewing some whiskey
They
and,
gotta be
and growing
relaxed
some
somehow.
grapes.
Fucking Voldemort's on the fucking come up, bro.
Hey, you know what I don't like about Voldemort? He's bald-headed, and he gives us all a bad name.
Okay, how about the fact that he's just going around killing folks for no fucking reason?
I mean, he's a white, bald guy. I fit.
I guess he fits the bill, bud.
I was going to say I fit the bill.
I guess he fits
You set
the bill.
off the monitor protection on that one.
That, I mean,
And then my ears went dead. I don't know if you could hear us for a second, but I couldn't hear anything because my computer said nope. I'm like, it's you know what it's kind of like? These things are kind of like hearing protection when you're going to the shooting range and shooting
Right.
guns.
These are really good.
Yeah.
Anyway, this whiskey review, West Cork
Back to
bourbon
it.
cask.
Hang on, we got to recap the hype or not hype too after the whiskey review.
I still had it in my head. Don't worry, we got the 3 of 3 comment, and we'll talk about Meatloaf more.
Well, I have one more question because I have three.
That's what
of
I know.
them.
I said we'll talk about the third one. If you would fucking listen instead of just trying to get your point out all the time, we could actually have a productive conversation.
Hey, I just like to hear myself talk. But finish it.
Handcrafted in Ireland. That's what basically makes it Irish whiskey. It's a blend, which usually when it's a blend means it's coming from different distilleries, so they probably don't distill their own whiskey. What I'm guessing is they get whiskeys from elsewhere in Ireland, and then they are getting these bourbon casks and finishing it in this bourbon cask for a year, 2 years, or whatever. So anything like that. It doesn't have a year stamp on it, so you don't know actually how long it is. But I believe whiskey has to be aged at least 3 years in barrels. And the guy, it's actually a whiskey rep. He just joined the gym in Jiu Jitsu. He said it fits perfectly for my budget whiskey reviews. He's trying to get to be under $25 to $30 a bottle. And let me tell you, if you're just getting into whiskey, start with an Irish whiskey and then go find yourself a bottle of West Cork bourbon cask, because this shit is delicious, and I'm actually excited to try it over the rocks. I haven't tried it yet, but I bet it's gorgeous.
I'm drinking it over the rocks, and I'm gonna give my whiskey review on it. It is smooth, and it has a slight that corn whiskey undertone.
From the bourbon cask barrels, because bourbon's If you're talking about Kentucky,
but I was gonna say, it doesn't taste so much barrely. Like if anybody has drank a lot of whiskey, they understand the barrely taste.
Yeah,
it's not so much barely as you can feel the hints of corn in it, but it's like a smooth, subtle tone.
That's what I think is gorgeous about blending Irish whiskeys, which usually have light characteristics to it, with something like a bourbon cask, because bourbon is such a heavy whiskey. It's 100. If it's Kentucky straight bourbon, they want to make it. And actually, coincidentally enough, America has the strictest whiskey laws. Like we have so many different categories. We
used to have the prohibition, bro.
Yeah, so like we don't fuck around when it comes to this shit. So if you say something's on this bottle and you brew it and you distill it in America and you put it out, it better be what's in the fucking bottle, or you're not gonna last long. But
you think we're that good? I don't know. I don't trust this anymore.
Oh, dude, we don't fuck around with shit we're good at. And we're good at fucking alcohol and whiskey. So,
well, that we are.
So we ain't fucking around with that. And it's so competitive because there's so many different brands. If one brand finds out another one's not legit, you don't think they're fucking ratting?
No, but this West Cork is good.
It's gorgeous.
But you did the proper 12, because I know some people that listen to this that have tried the proper 12. What did you think of the proper 12?
I think if you go and buy a $21 bottle of Irish whiskey that's promoted by a fighting Irishman that loves getting hammered, then
hang on, time out. Can I add a quick hype or not hype?
Yep, let's get it.
Okay, which one's hype? Jameson or proper?
I personally like proper better.
Wow.
I think it just tastes really good.
Dude, I'm a OG Jameson. Like you asked me, like, hey, I'm on death row. I want a steak and I want some Jameson.
I have to have Jameson on the rocks. Like I don't like the taste of just plain Jameson. I think it's like at the risk of sounding douchey, I think it's pretty offensive. Like it's good, but it's like it's on my. I don't like the way it just sits on my tongue. But like proper 12, it tastes like honey and vanilla, and it's just it tastes so fucking good. Oh, it's so smooth. It's not like. It's nowhere near like even in West Cork.
Because this West Cork is smooth.
Even with West Cork, West Cork has way more flavor. It's way more complex. It's a way better whiskey. But if you're gonna go buy a 20, I hope you don't buy it for more than like $21. Like that's what I got the best price. You get your Benny's card, you get it for $20. That's
you know what confuses me is in Chicago everything's higher. So when we say 21, and other states like Oklahoma, it might be like 17.
Well, that's because whiskey is a market to where literally the person that sells it just dictates the price. Like alcohol, whoever buys it, they can just dictate how much they sell it for.
I didn't know you could put a price on my heart until now.
With whiskey, you definitely can. And the weird thing about whiskey is the price doesn't even mean like how good it is. For the most part, it just means how rare it is. Like because it's such a thing of where if like you can't get it.
So it's kind of like wine.
Yeah.
Like the older, the harder to get.
Yeah, because if you only had like 1,000 bottles of this, it would be way more than 25. But I'm sure they're mass producing this as one of their like main like spin-offs of just the West Cork Irish whiskey.
I mean, if you want to make money, you got to mass produce it, right?
Exactly. Or you have to.
I say that like I know, like I have a lot of money.
Or you have to get to something like Macallan, and then just have a name that's so recognized and everybody just loves it. And then just start releasing limited releases and shit like that people don't even know where the fuck it comes from anymore. And you can literally just sell it for whatever you want because people will buy it because it has a Macallan name on it.
Let's do ridiculous. It. Let's limit release like 5 HKR shirts.
Nobody gives a fuck. Like nobody gives a fuck. I'll buy them.
All right, we'll do it. We got to get into the whiskey business then. But you say under $21 for this?
Yeah. The
West Cork.
For West Cork, he said he's going to get it between 25 and 30, which is really good, I think, for this because for an Irish whiskey, it's way better than Jameson.
It's a big bottle.
Way better. It's just a bottle. It's just the way. It's 750 milliliters like every other
Hey,
bottle.
this is not video. Let me build the hype.
I mean, okay, but you can build the hype or you can just lie to people.
Okay, you're right.
Like
I don't want to lie to. I don't.
Ja Rule at the Fire Festival. Did you hear that motherfucker?
I watched the documentary on Netflix.
This is not fraud. This is we can spin this. We can call it false advertising, motherfucker. If you know you're false advertising, that is fraud. What the fuck you talk about?
Dude, he ripped some people off. I never even heard it honestly because like the documentary didn't cover that how it finished and if people got their money back. But that was wild.
The only thing that made it okay was that it just happened to a bunch of rich white folks. Like
it did.
So that's
there's a few Latinas in there, but
they're still rich though.
Yeah.
Like once you get to that,
like the Kim Kardashian wannabes. And that may be offensive, and I don't really care because that was funny. You know what I mean?
I don't give
Like
a
sometimes
fuck.
you just say something.
Offensive
That was
is
good.
funny, dude. It's a joke. You don't have to be serious. This is not a fucking TED Talk. Stop it.
Hey, it could
Stop
be.
it. No, it couldn't. I promise you it could not.
I mean, we probably said 10%
What?
truth.
What? 10% TED Talks, 10 minutes of facts.
Okay, well,
I don't have 10 minutes of facts in my body.
we're 35 minutes in, and we said 10% truth.
That's 3 minutes and 50 seconds. And
Yeah.
I bet that's exaggeration. I guarantee if you cut this podcast down and broke it into parts where we said 100% truths in all these sentences, not 3.5 minutes.
I
at
bet
this
you
point
it's
in time.
35 minutes because I tell you what, we did not lie about Meatloaf. We did not lie about this whiskey. We did not lie
These
about
are
this
all
intro and
subjective
singing about
topics.
John. I mean, but it's
You lied
true
to me
us.
about fucking saying you had Free Falling on and then playing the goddamn John Mayer version, so you started off this podcast with a white lie.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
I told you it's Free
We're
Fallin'.
playing Free Falling, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to get to hear some live Tom Petty. This is an American icon. And then you play
Some John
a
Mayer.
fucking butt chin, Elvis looking like he fucked Squidward looking motherfucker, and I didn't appreciate it.
Those 4 other ladies that are not our mothers that listen to this show. I don't know how many there
Pretty
are.
sure
but
one's-
it'd be funny if it was 4.
Pretty sure one's Jasmine.
Yeah, okay, maybe. So it's 3 other people. Like,
No, you said we had 3%.
Yeah.
We said our moms and Jasmine. There's 3.
yeah. Well,
This is a male-dominated podcast, sir.
we get more than 100 listeners, sir.
Oh, okay. Well, yay.
So
I don't know why. Hey, you know what, man? Thank y'all motherfucker for staying here. I appreciate it. We just out here. You know what, my main goal just out here, I hope I could bring some smiles to fucking people's days. This is sincere, too. Like, my main goal for a long time, I just want to make people smile. That's it. If you could just, I think if everybody just went out there and tried to make everybody smile like once a day, it would just be way better.
I do too.
Smiling is just such a good thing to do. Laughing is such a good thing to do. That's why, like, people getting, and I don't even mean it to where it's like, you need to check people on jokes because there is people that just joke. Oh, I'm just joking, but they're clearly like, yo, there's nothing funny there. Where's your fucking punchline? But they're like, oh, well, I was just joking. They're like, no, you're clearly just being a fuckhead and you're hiding behind the fact that you said it.
Yeah.
That's just a joke.
You don't get punched.
Like, yeah, no.
Check
but
this out, though. Hey, I'm going to cut your rant off here. I had a sweet lady tell me today. She goes, I think everybody should start their morning off by petting a dog. Because if you pet a dog, what could go wrong the rest of your day? And I said to myself, I said, you know what?
If that dog bites you, you're going to be in for a rough one.
If
You're
it
gonna be
does
getting
bite
a
you.
goddamn shot.
If it does bite you. But what if it doesn't? What if it's a nice little cute
I
lab
don't know.
puppy
I love dogs. but-
jumping through the field and it's like its ears are flopping and
Oh,
then
no.
all of a sudden
I'll
it just says
cuddle the
it
fuck
says,
out of that dog.
it says, hey, Ole Dan,
Just says, old Dan, let
Old
me get
Dan.
some cuds.
can I get a pet?
Can we get some cuds? I'll give you some morning cuds, pup.
And then he'd be like, can I have some cheese?
No, dogs can't get cheese. I'll give you an apple, though.
Wait, maybe he wants to be a little gassy. Just let it go. Let the anticipation
Actually,
build.
my dog always gets cheese. I'll give you some cheese, bro.
See,
But you got to get some greens and an apple later.
your day starts off well.
Yeah, but the thing is my neighbor has a dog, and I just saw her go into the apartment that she lives in, and I didn't realize it was the apartment right next to mine. And I'm not sure if you people noticed, but I talk really loud. So this goddamn dog, every time somebody jingles a key in the hallway, every time I see it, I saw it twice today, and it barked like it was trying to fucking get at me, and all this fucking multi-haired fucking hippie lady did, which is like, stop it. Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? I'm like, let me tell you something, lady. That dog gets away from you and starts coming at me all aggressive, I will fucking punt that pup across this fucking parking lot. That thing is a 60-pound fucking animal with some canines on it. That's why we call our canine teeth, because that's what they got fucking for everything. So fuck that. I'll punt your goddamn dog, and then I'll choke it the fuck out like Will Smith and I Am Legend. I ain't playing with that shit. I've been bit by a dog. I don't like it.
So we learned something about Dean, everybody. He likes all dogs except his neighbor's dog.
No, I like all dogs, and I'll like your aggressive dog too, but fucking act like you give a fuck. Like, take care of it. Be like, hey, like, pull on the leash. Be like, hey, I'm so... She never said sorry once. She ain't said sorry to me one goddamn time for her dog looking like goddamn... Like, it's one of these motherfuckers.
Let me play Dr. Phil.
Like, who do these motherfuckers think they are? Who do you think?
Let me play
Stop
Dr.
it.
Phil.
Why?
I see
She's
this.
literally looked at the dog and be like, why are you doing this? It's a fucking dog, lady. Squirt a fucking water bottle at it.
I see this.
Ooh. I'll slap the shit out of a dog.
And sometimes I'm not gonna
Grab it by its fucking scruff. Just...
I
Fuck
see
that
this.
dog.
It's not the dog you're mad at. It's the lady not having any manners.
No, it's absolutely that lady. But
you're mad at the dog because you don't want to be mad at the lady.
No. I'm absolutely no. See, you read that wrong.
Let me keep digging into this.
I am not mad at the
you
fucking.
You have a relative that had a bad dog that did not control their dog, so you're taking it on this lady.
I just told you I got bit. Why are you trying?
I was just trying to play Oprah,
Goddamn, you said Dr. Phil. Oprah had like midgets on her show the first 10 years. You stopped it. Just quit leaning on shit.
It's loading.
I'm watching.
It's the internet. It's the World Wide Web. I cannot control this.
That's
hey,
true.
Let's talk about something. Let's get back into hype or not hype, and let's also talk about combat jiu-jitsu for a second.
Okay.
Are you disappointed that Gordon Ryan tore, is it MCL? LCL.
I mean.
And he's not in this? I'm super disappointed because his guard passing DVD, here's the part where Josh texts me, and he's like, hey, stop watching stupid stuff. But Gordon Ryan's passing DVD is so good because it's so basic and it's what all the high level people do.
Yeah.
And I've watched probably, I think 2.5 hours out of like the 10, 13 hours or how much total tape there is there. And my mind is blown.
Why?
Because he breaks it down in like natural movements that we do for the most part, I would say. A lot of the good players, that have been doing this for a little bit, but he puts it in the reasoning that sometimes like love Josh to death, but like sometimes like he'll do it, but he'll skip over the reasoning. And then I'm one of those people like, oh yeah, that makes sense. And I just never heard it said, even though I've seen it done. Like I've seen Josh do it.
That's a real thing.
But I never heard Josh say why you step on the inner leg or the outer leg and put it like in that phrase. And then why you do it if depending on what you're going for. Even though he does it and he's like, but he's showing just his path on something else. But, even when you're showing a path, you don't say like, hey, I put my left hand on the right wrist of my opponent. Like you just, sometimes you skip over like something minor if it's just for a second.
It's a 13-hour instructional DVD.
Exactly. But I mean but we're also still getting really in-depth stuff, when we go to class.
He's for sure. But I mean, Gordon's, he's like the best grappler on the planet right now, just for probably just straight up submission grappling.
But this is also a John Danaher DVD because he even says it's all Danaher stuff. I just, I help him and I and Gary and all those high level guys that's in Danaher's, inner circle. Like they put terminology to it. He's like, I just helped with it. And I systematized it the way he systematized it.
Did Danaher ever compete?
I don't think so. I think by the time, because I think it was Josh who was telling us, but like he used to be a bouncer. And
I know his body's all sorts of fucked up.
Yeah. But I mean, I can relate to that. My back's all sorts of jacked up.
Yeah. I think that those guys are very, very selfless in what they do, and they really respect their teacher a lot. And if I was to do that, I would say everything I do is Josh's as well. But I'm curious as to how much, like if Gary and like all those Danaher guys and that have trained with him a lot, like if they all release the same DVD, how much of it would be different from one another? Because
that's what I'm saying. I don't think it will be. I think it would be.
I think it's different. I completely disagree.
You think so? Here, I'm gonna say you shouldn't.
And I
disagree.
haven't watched it, so
you shouldn't disagree. Without even watching it, just go back and watch Gordon Ryan in Quintet 3 when he was with Team Alpha Male and how he would like do his float passing to hard passing. And then go watch all 3 of Gary Tonon's 1FC fights. When they go to the ground, Gary does the same passing where he'll put both hands, we're talking MMA gloves here, putting both hands on the mat and float passing to a hard pass, to like where he smash passes in the same sequence on these guys in 1FC. And then you watch Gordon Ryan do it in Quintet 3, and it's the same freaking thing.
Okay. I mean, that's cool because if me and you do arm bars and we do the same arm bar, it's going to look the exact same thing, but we might set up the armbar differently with the way we shift our weight and shit like that. That's what I want to know.
Okay,
that's the difference.
And I want to explain.
Obviously, if they're doing the same thing and showing the same thing, it's going to look the fucking same because we're not feeling it.
Right.
But there's things that bigger guys do and smaller guys do that you should know. That's where I think that you can take these techniques and you can, like, a coach can take you so far, but you're still the one fucking doing them. Like, so Josh says that John Jock said that we're giving you, if it's a scale of 10, we're giving you 1 through 7. You got to figure out 8, 9, and 10. Or, yeah, 8, 9, 10. That's how that goes. But 8, 9, and 10 might be the most fucking important part when you're talking about world champions, because everybody knows 1 through 7 when you're competing on a world championship level. So what the fuck is there 8, 9, and 10 that everybody else doesn't have? Like, that's what's gonna be in those DVDs if you watch all of them in 13 hours in succession.
Right.
Because they're all doing the same shit.
Right.
But what's your 8, 9, 10 that's different from their 8, 9, 10?
I think that 8, 9, 10 is its personality,
Is
its
it
creativeness. No, it may be. It could be steroids. It could be personality. It could be creativeness. It could be.
It's all of
learning
it, but
from
I
the
want to
same
know
teacher.
it.
Right.
It's all of it, but I need to know it. So
Well,
that's
here-
why you need to. That's why, like, watching.
Dude, hang on. I've been wanting to talk about this for a long time because I talk about this in my own head, especially like in weird times, like when I'm getting in and out of the shower, is experience.
Sexy.
Yeah. Hey, ladies, picture that. Is experience. Every little bit of experience I get, and we're talking about me getting older. I'm 30 now. That what I know at 30, if I could give that information to me at 23, it's a game changer. It's totally different. But then I also have to realize, like, what I was at 28 is way different than what I am now. So in 2 years from now at 32, I'm going to say, man, I wish I knew at 32 what I know at 30. It's that old adage. It's like, it's that experience.
Well,
and that's what,
what do you want to talk about that?
So
How do I feel about it, or like what?
no, well, like, it's not
It's
how you feel about it.
How did you perceive it?
Yeah. Look, like, think of you now and think of you at 19.
I think a lot of people, whenever they think about things like that, and I think they're romanticizing what they actually were when they go back to that time. Because if I knew what I knew now when I was 17, I would fuck up what I know now because I fucked up then. Like, it's not that we don't, I think we're finding out now through science more and more that just we have to actually develop our brains. Like, once we're just like, I was this size when I was like 8th grade, 9th grade. So like my body wasn't, it was maturing. My muscles were getting denser. My testosterone was flowing more, but my brain was literally developing like the most throughout that time. Like, and it's still developing now. Like, I think a male's frontal cortex, like the part about it where we, like,
the frontal lobe,
our decision making thing isn't like fully developed till 27. So you can know everything and you want, and there's some people that would apply it perfectly. Like, if you could time travel and you could go back and be like, hey, Amazon's going to be the biggest thing. Be like, what the fuck? An online bookstore going to be the biggest thing? Like, absolutely. Put every little fucking dime you have into it. Obviously, you can't fuck that up because all you're doing is putting your money into a stock that somebody else is running. But if you're talking about like life-changing shit, I thoroughly believe that people romanticize how good they were back in the day and how...
Yeah, we're always stuck in the past, and that sickens me.
Yeah,
because I think of
really,
the opposite. I think of how badass I am in the future. Because I look at me now and what I was 3 years ago. Dude, now me would kill 3 years ago me with the books, physically, whatever you want to talk about.
Dude, I watched my first 2 Jiu Jitsu tournaments the other day, and I'm the worst fucking Jiu Jitsu player in the goddamn world when I watch that shit. I didn't know anything. Those dudes, I would destroy I would destroy my old me. I would destroy every opponent I was facing. Like, it's night and day. And with this Facebook time hop shit, you can see the idiotic shit you did and what you said, and it's like, I think it's just all funny because
that's exactly what I'm talking about with the experience. It's old you when you first started compared to you now and all the in between, and when little things started to click and you started to get better and you think about, hey, how much better I am now compared to how, when I started and how terrible I was to where I want to be to that black belt level. Like, this is a TED Talk now.
You want to know
mind blown.
You want to know where I think I could actually go back to and make that effective to what I know now? I'm 24 years old. You know where I could go back to?
I want to hear the exact moment where it all flipped.
23.
What happened?
No, I think that's when my thought process.
But I mean, was it a moment or was it the year?
Oh, no, it's just the people in my life. I've been explained things that I haven't been explained before. You can think you're open-minded until you actually come to an open-minded situation and you stumble upon it.
Well, hang on. Really? I thought it was you could think you're open-minded until you came into a closed-minded situation, and then followed by or predetermined.
You can take it either way.
Yeah, either way, even if it was pre or post, that the open-minded versus a closed-minded conversation, you could see like, oh, there's two extremes here, where because like you got to be real. You can be too open-minded, where you're just way out there.
You absolutely can be, but I think in this day and age, people aren't. I mean, again, if you want to go look on Twitter and Google, you can find those ridiculously open-minded people. But literally, go talk to your neighbor and just have a fucking conversation. Talk to the dude that is just working with you and just ask him how his day. Because I promise.
Well, hang on, get to where you were 23 and where it flipped for you.
Oh, I mean, 22, 23, I don't know, and it still hasn't. I still don't get everything, but. Like just the mindset that I have, the way it's just the people in my life, the way that I view things. It's the way that I've always viewed things. It's I don't care unless you're harming other people, but you could harm other people in different ways than you think when you're not around the people being harmed. You know,
right?
So like when you just
indirectly harming.
Yeah,
them.
Exactly. Just a bunch of different things that you get opened up to when you go to a more diverse area and talk to fucking places that aren't run by white dudes at the 7-Eleven. Like, and it just, I think everybody needs to just talk to a bunch of people that haven't lived their life. People need to get punched in the fucking head, and people need to have these herbal supplement apparatuses that seem to work at relaxing motherfuckers.
Dude, I want to, like, a lot of people walk around with anxiety. And I'm one of them. Like, I walk around with a lot of anxiety at times where you don't know if, like, hey, like, should I keep my guard up like we're about to fight somebody kind of thing? Like, why is it so tense? Why is it so stressful? All the way to where it's so wide open. It's like, man, earlier when you were thinking of, like, you know, punching that guy just because he sneezed wrong, like, was that necessary? And you're like, no, it doesn't matter. You know what matters is that we're all here. We can take care of each other.
I think
like the love, like it's the love versus the anxiety of fear.
I think that it absolutely is. Like, if it's not human nature at all, but if we could all just not give a fuck and all just be like, hey, how you doing? That would actually be the utopia that people are talking about. I believe literally just helping people when they need it, and letting people live the life that they want to live as long as they're not systematically oppressing people, you know, and taking advantage of systems and things like that. But that's not how human nature is, and it never will be.
No, there's a hierarchy. And
what the fuck were we talking about before that? I had something in my
okay,
head.
well, we still got to get back to the hype or not hype before we run out of time here.
We're not running out of time. This is a good one.
It's a great one. We can keep it going. I hope they want to listen to it because I'm having a dang good time here. Dude, I've been cursing all night and then I said dang. Yeah. Everybody makes fun of me for that.
I think it's fucking hilarious. People should make fun of you for that.
I'm like a coach. Like when I'm really into the moment, I'm like, what the hell are you freaking doing? And then at practice,
and then it just takes away from everything.
At practice, I'm like,
friggin'.
Yeah, I did because I'm in that coach, like that good coach mode versus bad coach mode, where I'm like, what the fuck was that? Yeah, that's me.
I just think seeing that your coach cares, it doesn't matter that the way that they say shit.
Dude, it doesn't matter.
As long as he's not an asshole.
And we should be keeping up with these fights, but the TV froze for like 10 minutes.
For a long time.
So we're still in the same. We're still in the same Chris Nunez versus Elijah Taglog fight.
Yeah, this fight has been going. Well, this match has been going on for a long time.
It's called a fight. There's combat. It's combat jiu-jitsu. It's a fight.
It's not a fight.
Don't mat me. You're matting me right now. Matt Pauling me.
I'm not trying to, because he definitely fights more than I do, but it's still not a fight.
I can't wait to watch you and him, and a lot of the other guys in the gym.
We were supposed to be on the same card.
I can't wait till y'all. No, like I can't. What I mean is, I can't wait till you're all world champions because you're all world champions in my eyes. That's for sure.
Thanks, cutie.
What a pickup line.
You're world champion in my eyes, baby.
Hey, that should be on a Valentine's card.
You go to the Olympics because you've got that gold medal in my eyes, cutie.
If your girl gave you a Valentine's card that said that, like said, "Hey, you're a world champ to me," like that's. You're probably crying a little bit. You're kissing her feet.
I don't care about that. That's fine.
Doing all the sweet stuff she likes.
I don't give a fuck about that. That's always fun. But if you gave me a
Dean's saying he's a ladies' man.
That said, no, I'm my ladies' man. Shit.
He said my lady.
The fuck you talk about? Stay away. Stay away from me.
Don't you put words in my mouth?
Yeah, fuck that shit. What the fuck are we talking about? Dude, fuck.
Why
do
you quit listening?
Fuck, cause
we're on good convos here.
We were talking about good shit, and then you got off of it, man.
We can get back on it.
You figure out what the fuck we were talking about.
I know what we're talking about.
What's the third for third hype?
The third for third.
Waiting for that.
Hang on. So we got to recap because we haven't recapped yet. And we should recap after every one.
Oh, okay.
So the first one was combat jiu-jitsu. We're both totally pro for it.
Yeah, hype as fuck.
It's so hype
So
because
not a fight.
it helps you when you want to become an MMA fighter. It helps you in the realities if you're in a
Just
street
helps you in
fight.
the practicality of what jiu-jitsu really is.
That's what I'm saying. Like if you're in a street
Yeah.
fight, you get somebody down. Like sometimes there's not a choke there. Sometimes you don't want to go for the
If you
armbar.
get
So you just wanna
somebody's
slap
back,
'em.
if you get somebody's back on the street, the fight's over.
Yeah.
You put your elbow into the soft part of their neck, on where their neck meets the back of their head until they stop moving, and then you run away.
Yeah, the thing I learned through my cousin Joseph when I was wrestling with him, like as a young kid growing up before I even started doing stuff with the high school guys, is if you can humiliate somebody, you own them. And so, so in wrestling, like it's kind of one of those things. Like if you can give them a wet willy, like you own them. That's what combat jiu-jitsu is, where you can slap them a little bit
on your fucking head.
Yeah.
I'll tell you something. You wet willy me in a match, you better pin me because I'm fucking you up.
Yeah, and so to me, like that's what combat jiu-jitsu is. When you can slap somebody, you can give them that wet willy. You're like, hey, I own you right now. So I'm so hyped for combat jiu-jitsu because it's the practicalities of life. All right, second one, hype or not hype, was Meatloaf. You were pro hype.
I'm pro hype, but I'm not as hype as you are.
Yeah, I'm pro hype because like I'll eat, what's that? Golden Corral.
You would eat.
You know what Golden Corral is?
Yeah.
I'll eat Golden Corral's meatloaf, bro.
That's gross as fuck.
Like my mom's is pretty good.
That is literally made with.
Don't let your mom put Vidalia onions in it because it will ruin the recipe.
It's too sweet.
Dude, oh my goodness.
Let me tell you something. If you get Golden Corral meatloaf, you are absolutely eating pubic hair.
I ate a whole pan at 9 years old and my grandma yelled at me.
You're eating pubic hair. You ate a pan full of pubic hair.
Ugh.
Just FYI. That probably still hasn't digested.
Ugh. All right. You want the third hype or not hype?
Let's get it going.
All right. This is a listener question and it cracked me up when I heard it. Your friends setting you up on blind dates. So somebody you're close to setting you up on a blind. Hey, fill me up, sir. A little more corn whiskey.
Gotcha.
Your friend friends.
It's Cork whiskey.
Sorry,
it's
Cork
West
whiskey.
Cork. And I think it's 15% malted barley, 15% corn, and then whatever the fuck percentage left.
Holla.
I forgot what the fuck he said. Sorry.
Yeah. So, all right, listeners, we're going over an hour here. So,
Go
I know
ahead.
we got the new
Set
format.
your
We apologize. But
friends
we're
up on a
going
blind
to go
date.
10, 15 more minutes. So, hype or not hype, friends setting you up on a blind date.
Oh, Jesus Christ. It's more about, you see, when this happens, first of all, not hype 7.5 out of 10 times.
Oh, so you got a number for this.
Well, I don't think I've ever been on an actual blind date or anything. I know I haven't. But the big thing is, it's always your buddy. It's never a girl.
Okay.
So you got to know that. You got to know who because girls talk to their guy friends about who their like mutual friends can date and shit. Because girls fucking love that shit. They love they love playing fucking matchmaker and love seeing love in the fucking air. Girls fucking love that shit. So they ask their best guy friend, hey, who's a good friend for this? So you need to know who the fuck that dude's talking to. Because if the chick that dude's talking to is busted, goddamn 90% of the times her friend's gonna be busted. And I'm sure personality is great. Fuck that though.
Hang on. Have you ever been like a wingman for your boy and he's like, hey man, I need you to come with me because my, this girl I'm trying to get with, like she's bringing a friend and I need to bring a friend. And then like, when
I don't want to talk about it.
So I do. I want to talk about this real quickly because I've been on it like more than 4 times and only one time ever went bad. And what I mean by that is like when I went, she was so busted up looking. I looked at my boy.
Went and had fun.
I looked at my boy and I go, you don't respect me, dude.
That is a great identifier to who, if somebody sets you up.
It's the only time I ever went on one with him.
If somebody sets you up with someone busted, quit being friends with them because they think shit of you.
Yeah, he doesn't. I'd be surprised if he listens to this podcast because we ain't friends. But I have one friend. He took me on like I think 3 different ones. I'm gonna give him a shout out. He does not listen to this at all. If he does, please hit me up in the comments. My boy Nico. My boy Nico.
Nice.
Put a few girls in front of me, and they were, I can't say dimes because but they were upper echelon.
They were They're high. They're top shelf.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah, like
top shelf.
Yeah, like maybe one of them was mid shelf, but like she on a good day she flirted with top
she's
shelf.
Still proper 12 though.
She's
flirted
still
with
Jameson.
Like she's still tasty. You know.
She flirted with top shelf on a good day.
We should definitely not compare women to alcohol. That's okay though.
Nope. Hey, but that's better than the 1 out of 10 ranking system.
Is it?
Nah, I don't know. Probably not. But anyway, so I look, and every time I went, and one of them I had a really long relationship with, and I told my boy, I was like, dude, you ever need a wingman, you holler at me, because that was respect.
Well, that's a good friend, and
that's the type of friends I hope we are.
I think, I will. I mean, my girl's only 21, so you're 30, but now that's not even weird no more.
Well, I mean, she might have some old friends.
She does
too. That
she
are
does.
Cute.
She does. Oh, that would be cute.
Wouldn't it?
I'll think about it.
This took a weird turn. I'm actually seeing somebody right now. So hopefully you don't listen to this. Actually, she doesn't even do social media, so she has no idea these exist because I've never told her about podcasting. That's kind of like cheating, right? Makes me a bad boy, just like that John Mayer Free Fallin' song we sang.
John Mayer is a fucking douchebag.
I'm a bad boy.
Something like Elvis.
No, that's different.
Was a racist and stole black people's music.
Hang on, time out. Side segment, because we were definitely off this hype or not hype. But did you see
Did you ask me the question yet?
Yes, I did.
What was it?
It was about the blind dates. But hang on. Hang on. 1 second. Did you hear about the accusations of John Wayne?
I thought that was
about him being a racist from the Playboy magazine article.
I thought it was ridiculous because John Wayne was racist.
Like, I thought shit.
Yeah, exactly. That's not breaking news. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, what are you talking? Why is that? That's not news.
Not at all.
That's not news. Can we get that off of the front page?
That's why
it literally was on the page.
That's why every 7-year-old white male watches him.
I don't think I've watched a John Wayne movie.
I said 70. We ain't 70.
Oh, 70?
Yeah,
I thought
70.
You said 7. I was like, Jesus Christ, you're fucking breeding over here.
I said 70-year-old. I should have said 70-year-old.
Okay, 70-year-old makes sense.
Yeah, when you're 70 and above.
Yes. Okay. I stand by your statement now, but do not raise another Aryan race.
Dude, if I ever became famous, people point back at this. Remember that time Steve
was talking about breeding Aryans and taking over with the Nazis?
Remember that time Steven said every 70-year-old white male was a racist and he meant it? Yeah, that was this time.
Hey, man.
Shout out to every 70 and above that, because I know you're low-key racist.
Or awesome as fuck, because there was them fighting back then too.
Dude, hey, one of these old white men that I knew growing up, which he wasn't 70 at the time, but he's definitely over 70 now. When I was a kid, he was the sweetest old man. He pulled out a knife, and I've known this guy for years, and he would talk good about everybody, and he had a grandbaby finally. And he was holding the grandbaby. He pulled out this knife and he goes, "You know what this is for?" And then he said some racist shit. And I said, "Oh, no, it's not." And here my 14-year-old ass was storming out of this room. And I said, "I don't like that guy anymore."
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Dude, man.
And I thought he was this sweet old man. He said that. And I said, "Want no part of that anymore."
Who was the?
It wasn't my grandpa because I never met him.
That's good. Who was the fucking tight end that got fucked up? But Michael Bennett, the tight end last football season in the off season, the fucking police fucked him up and held him.
No, it wasn't Michael. Yeah, it was Michael Bennett.
Yeah. Well, I was at a fucking.
He's retired now.
Yeah. First of all, one of the greatest tight ends of all time. So you talk shit and nice as fuck.
I'll never say that. I'll never say that he's the greatest.
Because he's Chicago.
No. He went to Texas A&M, but
no, he's not the greatest. He's really one of them.
He was
he's
good,
really good,
but he's not a GOAT.
Yeah, he's not the GOAT. Great tight end either.
Gronk,
right.
Gronk would be that consideration.
Well, first of all,
continue on your story though.
But so we're sitting there, and I'm at the bar just having a beer, waiting for my friends, and looking like I look, which can sometimes be. I dress goofy as shit, with white flamingo shoes and pink shirts. So I dress real white sometimes. But I also dress not real white. But I was dressing
preppy white.
Yeah, preppy yacht club white. Just because it's comfy, it's loose, it's a nice button-up T-shirt.
Yeah, when
light.
I see that, Dean, I'm like,
I mean, it's the summer.
I know that guy, but,
it's the summertime. I like my shorts are short, feeling the breeze, man. So it's just comfy. But I had that gear on, and Michael Bennett got hurt in a game, and this motherfucker next to me said, "Good. I hope they hurt him just like the police did, or something like that." And I he said it to me, like looked at me and said it, and I fucking stared at this motherfucker. Oh my God. I was looking back at it and I wish I would have fucking hit him. Like I got so fucking pissed and he was just like, oh, I'm sorry. And I was like, no, fuck you, dude. Like, fuck this motherfucker. Fuck that shit.
We live in a weird time, man.
We live in a weird ass time where motherfuckers think they just get to say whatever the fuck the world to say. Like when you say shit like that, you're fucking racist.
Yeah.
Like there is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That's not a joke. Like you're being a fucking piece of shit and you want me to fucking tag along with it, not knowing that I got my fucking knife in my pocket. I'll slit your fucking throat in the parking lot.
Yeah. How do they think it's funny?
They don't think it's funny. They're trying to fucking.
Are they rallying the troops?
Yes, 100%. He looked at me and he was like, this dude's going to be like, oh, 100%. Let's hot potato this over to the dude at the pool table and let's get fucking 3 of them. Like, no, fuck that. Check that motherfucker. Slit his throat. End it.
Yeah. I'm not. I don't know. You can't rally this troop, I guess.
You ain't rallying this. I'll break my fucking beer bottle over you and cut you like Ray Rice or Ray Lewis.
Some wild motherfucking people out there.
Yo,
you know what's weird is when they're not.
I'm from, they are too, man.
You know what's weird is when they're not white, but they're not black either. It's like
what?
like I go around a bunch.
Wait, where are we taking this? Hang on. I don't want to be part of this for a second. Hang on. Where is this going?
I go around a bunch of Mexican people.
No, I don't. Like, yeah, Mexican people are racist too. That's fine.
No, when they act really like proper and they're like trying to hate on black people, and I'm like, hey, you know, this is when white and black people would team up is to be mean to you guys, and they're like, what? And I'm like, I'm just kidding, and that's the whole point of it. It's so awkward. It's like, why do you want to be that way? Why do you gotta hate?
Oh, this Brandon.
I was trying to do a weird spin, but it did not.
It did not work. I didn't know where that was going. I wanted no part of it.
No part of it. All right, so back. Hype or not hype? Blind dates from your friends.
Like I said, first of all, the best blind date to get is from a friend that's a chick, obviously, because then you can be like, "Yo, where do you know her from?" Oh, I know her from. We were at a party one time, and nope, see ya. I don't want to know her from there. Where do you know her from? Oh, I know her from book club. Okay, let's go.
So you judge on the case.
Well, I mean, if it's gonna be blind date, I got to know something about her.
Yeah, but I mean, like, what if it's like, hey, it's a friend at work. She's really cute. She's got a great personality.
You see, the
same old spiel.
The thing about the really cute thing is that's subjective as fuck. So, and you could say that beauty's in the heart, or that it's only skin deep and you're shallow. Yeah, you're right. I am. I'm sorry. I think people should take care of themselves. I think that we should be a certain way, and I think that. I don't think that you should shame anybody. I don't think you should make people feel bad for the way that they are. I think that's bullshit in your asshole if you do that. However, I am absolutely free to have my right to choose to fucking fuck something I find aesthetically pleasing. Not something that is like, fuck that. No, fuck off.
Hang on. I'm glad you said that. Do you find it hard, like, even before you met your girlfriend that you have now, like the way that the tides are shifting in society of the, was it the they must say yes movement or whatever it is, because people are being rapey as fuck nowadays.
Oh yeah.
So like, or the consent. That's what I'm trying to think of. I was like, keep fumbling here, Steven. You're gonna figure it out.
Right.
The consent movement of that when you meet somebody. Like the full blown consent, like, which I thought I've always gotten, but now it makes you question. Well, even if I'm a good guy, like I still question, like, did I get enough yeses? Should I have somebody sign off on this? Like, where are we going to go with it?
The thing about it is, I think yet again, the only reason this came up is because it was abused so much that they had to make something of it. So now we hear about the bad cases. Who
the fuck is out there that's fucking this up? Like, can't you just be nice to people until they willingly want to get naked with you?
Dude, go to a big party school, man. Like go look on like horrified DMs. Like follow chicks that just post that shit. Like I follow a bunch of chicks that will post the DMs that they get, and it's like, dude, what do you like? They'll just go from saying hey to like fuck you bitch and shit like that, like immediately. So it's like those type of dudes are out there in abundance and not getting consent and not fucking giving a fuck, and like give you like ultimatums to fuck, or you get left in the fucking street somewhere you don't know where you're at. Like that's a real thing.
Maybe it's because I don't get naked on the first date. I don't understand.
I think the whole movement about like good dudes like me and you, I really don't think have a issue about. Even when I was single, I don't have an issue about getting consent. Mostly because I'm not interested if you don't want to fuck me. Like if you're not, that's a big thing. Is like the mutual. So I don't think that when people know that if people meet at a bar and shit and they're vibing with each other and they're both a little tipsy and like it happens, like when it happens the first 12 minutes and second drink into that fucking sit down at that bar.
Yeah.
That's not a thing where you're just now drunk and it's like, oh, let me take you home. Oh, no. Like that happens, I'm sure. And those are cases that should be looked at because can be fucking iffy.
Well, see, I was going to say that's what's weird because I'm sure it does happen, but it hasn't happened to us because we don't do that. So like we don't understand that. I think, that's what's, I don't know, like, like I can put myself in a lot of shoes. Like I can think of myself being poor because I have been poor. I can think of myself being, oppressed in certain situations, but then I can't put myself in the shoes of being like black and oppressed or, Pakistani and oppressed. Like I can't put myself in those shoes. Just like I can't put myself in the shoes of who's the guy that's doing these things that are now, all over all news headlines.
Oh, absolutely.
I can't because like I can think of a lot of things, but I can't think of that. I can't think of those certain situations because I have never lived it.
Which is why at this point in time, empathy is so important. And we have to just I believe pretty much stories I hear, like I take them for what they are. I try not to take a side, and I want to see what comes out of it. Like, because I feel the majority of the time, if you were to just look on a case-by-case basis, the people accusing are the ones that are right. But it's just these massive things where people accuse them and they're wrong, and they just take it that it gets, like everything else, it gets the headlines because that's what people click on. But with this whole not Me Too, the consent movement and Me Too movement and all this, again, I don't think, if we just think of everybody as human, like if you just think of it like, how would you literally, I know people like don't like to think of it like that, but what if a dude was doing that to your daughter? Like what if somebody was doing that to your mom and shit? It's like, that happens. And it's terrible to think about, but you have to think about it like that. You can't block these things out just because you don't do it or you haven't experienced it because, dude, if fucking 78 motherfuckers are saying, yo, this happens, but 2 of them aren't, can we look into it? Can we look into it a little bit? Because there has to be, for the most part, some grain of truth.
Yeah.
Because there's some stories that are fucking bullshit, and we know them. And they get thrown into the fucking picture as like, well, what about this? And that's fucking, that's what those motherfuckers grab onto and they love to fucking hold on to, is those ones where somebody makes some shit up. They love when somebody makes some shit up because they can say, see, we're not fucking rapists. We're not racist. We're not fucking that
Jesse Smollett story that's going on.
Motherfuckers are loving this shit right now.
They're all over it.
Oh, they are fucking loving the fact that they don't think that this fucking happened. I'm still out on it. This whole thing is fucky to me. Like, cause
no. Like I believe the whole police report, what he said, that like he did fake it because when they were about to convict 2 other people that were innocent.
Oh, did he say he faked it?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesse said he faked it?
So 2 other people that were completely innocent were about to get in trouble, and then the 2 he paid to air quotes here, do it. Like they were like, yo, we can't go along with this anymore. We know you paid us, but like, hey, some people are about to really get in trouble, because like he had to come back and say right before a court date, like, oh no, when they were about to convict 2 people, he was like, oh no, maybe that wasn't them, kind of thing. Like he didn't say it just like that, but like he reworded it. So like the whole thing, it turns out he did fake it. So it is confirmed. So
it's pretty confirmed.
It's very confirmed that he faked it now.
Oh, yeah,
and so like that's one of those things. Those crying wolf people.
Yes,
but like here's
but
he did it for a different reason, right? Like so it wasn't about like love, whatever. He did it to like help with his career because he was like, I don't know if he was not doing well as an actor.
The problem,
or what.
Well, first of all, I think that's stupid because
that's what I'm saying. Like, don't cry wolf because it runs it for the people who really need it.
Well, it's stupid for his career thing because, first of all, the way you get away with this shit is you don't file a police report, because once you file a police report, they have to fucking investigate, you dumb motherfucker. If you want more notoriety, you just say that it happened, make a big shtick of it.
He sent his own hate mail to himself and like crushed up Advil, which is a felony because you can't put a powdery substance in the mail. And he crushed up
anthrax shit.
Yeah.
Oh my
And so he
God.
sent it to himself. So this is going to get really
so
weird.
this dude's going to jail.
This dude's going to go to jail.
Dude, you can't fucking. You're a.
And he faked a black hate crime that that he paid black people darker than him to
You
to
can't
do,
fucking do that.
but on white people.
The thing about it is, man, you can't fucking.
And if I'm
At
wrong
this
on the story, I direly apologize. But this is everything I've read.
Turmoil at this point in time. First of all, the thing about the career move is I don't understand that because, like,
I think they're about to write him off on Empire.
even if they were, it's like you're a. Sorry to say it, but like a good-looking young gay black dude is hot right now in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Like they can get a lot of roles, and he's talented as fuck. Like the dude can sing, he can act well. He's been on that show for a while.
So many good
So
ones.
he would have. I feel like he would have ended up on HBO or Showtime again or something. So the fact that he just went out and I think what's having an issue with some people grasping it is that it is so dumb. It is really so dumb the way that he went about it. Like, first of all, you can't file a police report because they have to invest. If a famous person files a police report, they can't not investigate because
and it's all over the
then
news.
TMZ goes, oh, Chicago PD doesn't give a fuck about black people. They don't investigate.
Yeah, that'd be
Blah, blah. That's
story.
a huge fucking story. So they have to dig deep. Dude, I saw something that they got the fucking FBI involved on this shit.
Oh,
What the fuck are you doing? Like, what?
hey, tax dollars, bro.
Oh,
Or tax dollars.
man, like everybody, he might be done like forever.
It may be.
But in today's days of social media, man, he's not. He probably won't be. But it is fucked up.
See, I look at all that stuff. It's like the washing of the waves. If you get caught in the right wave and you don't wash up on shore where everybody is, standing there pointing a finger at you still, you're going to be okay. If you wash up on shore where there's nobody and you can kind of crawl out and figure it out again, you might can salvage it.
If you can Arnold Schwarzenegger this
But you're not going to Denzel it.
You got to. Oh, no, you're not Denzel no more.
You're not the man on fire.
You got to Arnold Schwarzenegger it. You have to fucking disappear. Like you got Arnold Schwarzenegger,
come back as the governor.
Martha Stewart, go do your time, get it taken care of. The problem was Martha Stewart just took some money out of some shit. She wasn't trying to like that, making it political like that and making it the MAGA shit. Like the way this country is right now, like that can make shit pop off.
Yeah.
Like the good thing about Chicago is, other than like if you actually look on the map, it's a very civilized. Like it's a very integrated, like a lot of people are around here getting along very well, other than a few parts where a lot of bad shit happens.
Right.
So this is a very good city to live in if you're anybody, if you're just a nice person. Like I like.
My dad thinks I live in a war zone, and I like to let him think that because it adds street cred. But no, it's so peaceful.
There's 7 streets you don't want to go on.
Yeah, that's so peaceful here.
But other than that, like you could just, it's fine. Like I could walk down the street here, no problem. It's
but
fine.
I like all my friends and family.
Right,
if you're
exactly.
listening, I want you to know I live in a war zone.
I live in Chirac, son.
Like if I get shot next week,
IEDs everywhere.
If I get shot next week, then this story adds up.
Right, exactly. Somebody fucking heard you and they're gonna hit you during a polar vortex at 2 a.m.
I hope nobody hits me because I got mad love for everybody out there because this life is hard.
Oh, dude,
and everybody out there grinding.
Dude,
like,
everybody fucks up. Everybody, we all fucking up around
here.
I'm
gonna tell you something personal. Like today, I had one of those days where I walked around with so much anxiety because I didn't feel like I was good enough.
Oh, I have those days.
And like the first thing I thought, because I always make fun of those people that need safe spaces and things like that.
Right.
And I'm like, I'm just not that person.
I just want to go lay in bed
understand.
somewhere. I need my fucking safety safe.
Do you know all I could think about was?
What?
I was like, I just want this one pretty girl that I'm talking to just to give me a hug and tell me everything's okay. Like it was the softest moment of my life. And then at the same time, my next thought was,
fuck that shit.
No, and I want to get into a rant. I'm going to do a Dean 60-second rant about this. My next thought after that was when you go to Jiu Jitsu, and let's say you only went one time, last week because you just couldn't find the time or, life happened. And then you get those guys in there and you're like, man, like, you just want to talk it out because you know how jiu-jitsu is. You talk it out with the guys, like maybe, some life problems, not all life problems.
Kind of, yeah.
Kind of, just slightly. You let them in a little bit, but you don't let them in too deep. And you say, hey, like, life sucks right now. It's a little tough. Like, I need a hug. But you don't say that last part, like, I need a hug. That's all you really need. And all they tell you in return is, hey, you know what solve all your problems? Show up to jiu-jitsu more. And you're like, bitch, I was here twice last week. Like, I hate when people with less experience that you choke out all the fucking time tell you, yo, you know what solve that? Show up to jiu-jitsu more. No, shut the fuck up, dude. That's what we tell you because you don't show up enough. We're better than you. We eat you ass for lunch. You know what? Sometimes I just need a freaking hug from some hot chick. Don't tell me I need to show up to jiu-jitsu more because, bitch, I'm about to choke you out in this next 10 seconds when this clock goes off and we got 5 to 7 minutes, 8 minutes, whatever the hell we're doing now. I think it's 8, 7. And I'm going to choke your ass out 4 fucking good times. You know why? Because your bitch ass just told me to show up to jiu-jitsu more. I'm your fucking daddy. I hate when fucking people tell you. But at the same time, in the same return.
I think you should show up to jiu-jitsu more.
And I was about to say in the same return is when you got your friends there, right? Like you and me. Like we're same skill level. We beat the shit out of each other. And you're like, okay, I can respect that. And then you have the guys that they kick your ass because they're way better than you. And they say, show up to jiu-jitsu more. And then you have, like in that same aspect, those same guys that have done it longer, that don't show up, but about the same amount as you, as they tell you to. And you're like, motherfucker, I saw you twice last week. And I showed up, 3-4 days. But like, it's that weird thing is like, we all let life get in the way at some point. But we all are so critical in jiu-jitsu class.
Well, dude.
It's like, sometimes, bitch, I just need a fucking hug.
Oh, for sure. Everybody needs a hug, especially dudes. In this, I think in this day and age, and
that was my rant.
It's getting better. That was a good one. It's getting better, but like, man, guys just gotta be able to talk to each other, bro. Like we
can't. We just tell each other show up to the gym more.
We gotta be able to. Like dude, shit. Fucking guys have feelings, man. We got emotions. We have fucking thoughts. Sometimes we want to fuck off, jump off bridges. Like sometimes we don't fucking feel good enough. Like we suppress this shit down so much with the fucking we just got to talk. I've gotten actually better at it. I open up way more. I'm starting to open up more to my girl and like just random people. And it helps so much when you literally just say what's on your mind instead of just going, oh, it's okay. And then just going, oh, let's go to jiu-jitsu later and try to fuck up this white belt harder than I should have.
I was going to say, like, it's all okay until somebody, like, in a sacred space, and that's what just I call jiu-jitsu. Just says that, like, just show up to the gym more and be like, motherfucker, I've tried. Like that's not the answer for me. Like, I just need a hug, and that's really what it is. A lot
of white belts say that the fucking Mike Pack, who does fucking like science, real fucking science shit. Tell him to show up to the gym more. Fucking wake up tomorrow. Yeah,
we like Terrence. We got guys that are doing some deep stuff.
Dude, I love rolling with Terrence because Terrence is the nicest fucking like
he's nicest human being.
Biggest smile ever. But every once in a while, like if it gets to like a grimy roll, like you just see see his face change.
You'll bring the killer out.
You see it immediately, and I'm like,
oh, I'm glad we can talk about this.
Yeah,
Terrence, we're talking about you,
see
bro.
It fucking immediately, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be a good one because he's so fucking long and he's good
so
with the way
good.
he's good.
He's so good. He's like our John Jones, like of length. Like we don't have that.
Yeah, you're fucking long as shit.
I'm not. You know who's long? We measured arms when Matt and John were here.
John's long as fuck.
I got T-Rex arms, bro, compared to them. John's got 79 and a half inch reach. Yeah. And he's my height. He's 6'2", 6'3".
Yeah, well.
Matt's got 76 and I've got 73.
73. What is that's only like 6.
It's 1 inch shorter. It's 1 inch shorter. No, it's 1 inch shorter than my height.
It's because you have back problems, probably. Probably shrinks everything down. Central nervous system.
You think that's what it is?
Maybe.
I mean, I've had them for a long time because I wrecked motorcycles.
Oh,
I'm grabbing this mic stand like I'm angry.
And you played baseball for so long?
Yeah.
You played baseball for so long? I've literally...
I had shoulder surgery.
Okay.
Does that count? Does that count for anything?
Yeah, it absolutely does. There's pitchers especially, like, they can't bend their arm the whole way because their tendons are so tight from throwing so long.
I throw like Roger Clemens right now. I'm so short and compact. It's like, that's it.
If you throw 100 miles an hour, nobody gives a fuck what you're...
Well, you can subtract from that number, and that's what I throw.
What would you hit? How hard you ever throw?
I think the hardest I ever threw was 91.
Oh, you threw way fucking harder than me, boy.
Like 88 was freshman year. 88 was freshman year. I was hurling it.
That a boy? Oh,
yeah.
You pitch?
Yeah.
That a boy?
Hey, I'll tell you
something. Hang on. Wait. No. Let me tell you something first.
Go for it.
I need you to know this.
Okay.
I need you to know this about me and you right now. Like, honestly.
Nobody else is listening.
Nobody else is listening to this. Me and you right now. If I haven't touched a baseball bat.
Yeah.
I haven't touched a baseball bat since 2000 and probably 13, 14. If I woke up tomorrow after we drank these 2 bottles of whiskey, and you said, Dean, I'm going to strike you out right now.
Yeah.
And you had 88.91
Yeah.
in the tank still.
I'm not throwing you the heat.
Let me tell you something. If you had it in the tank still, which
Yeah.
you don't, I know you don't.
Yeah, no, I'm probably throwing like 79.
Yeah. So you don't have it anymore. But let me tell you, if you did, and you threw that bitch ass 91 mile an hour.
Yeah. It's straight as fuck. Yeah.
I'm hitting it to Kaminsky Park from here.
Yeah.
Like you ain't getting that
No.
fucking heater by Dan.
But guess what? I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna throw you. I'll tell you what I'm throwing you. You ain't touching it.
I'll touch everything you got.
You ain't touching it. You ain't touching it, bro.
What is it?
I'm throwing that curveball. I'm throwing you that shoulder surgery.
I got a question. Does the curveball pop up out of your hand, or does it actually go straight?
Oh,
it pops up, doesn't it?
Nope.
I see your smile. It pops up so I can read it out of your hand.
No, it doesn't, because it's only about 12 miles an hour lower than my fastball.
That's a hard curveball.
It doesn't pop up. Nope, it's straight with a hard dip.
That's nice. That's more of like a slider, but you throw it over the top.
I like to call that torn labrum.
Yeah, that's exactly what you fucking call that shit.
Torn labrum, bro.
It was nasty though. I bet whenever you threw it. Dude, those hard ones, those are fucking hard to hit.
It made the ladies in the stands stand up and cheer.
Every once in a while, you just got to point afterwards, like you saw that shit.
So anyway, the story I was going to tell you. My first ever high school game, freshman year, I threw 133 pitches.
You have a terrible coach.
No, he was a good coach because I wouldn't let him take me out.
He's your coach. He could just be like, "Hey, kids, sit on the bench."
I'll never blame him for this. He could never take me out.
Do you have a perfect game going or a no hitter?
No, we had a 2-2 tie going in because in high school they only play 7 innings.
Yeah.
So we had a 2-2 tie.
I went to JUCO. We only played 7 innings there too.
Top of the 8th, my boy Caleb Ansley. He was a junior. This kid got drafted back when there's 50 rounds in baseball.
Oklahoma's got legit baseball, by the way, folks. So this is good.
So
shit.
The pitcher I was going up against was a bigger school, and they had the number 3 ranked left-hander in the nation.
Lefties are nasty, and lefties actually have the better. They have the spin of the earth on their side, the Coriolis effect.
I have no idea if it was the nation, honestly, guys. I'm saying it was. I know it was at least 3 in the state or 3 in the nation. One of the two. It's probably the state.
If you're third in Oklahoma at pitching, you're good. So that's all that matters. Really good.
Old Esteban over here is not.
Fucking, they're calling you that if you went to
Nobody
Mexico.
knows me.
And you're
but
just a
I'm
little
dueling.
freshie going, hey,
True freshman. This is our 4th game of the year. I'm the 4th starter on the team. Because we had
hucking 88.
We had 3 studs.
You're up there hucking 88 as a 4th starter.
Do you know how many All-Americans we had?
Dude, I know Oklahoma baseball is insane.
My school was insane in baseball. Well, anyway, so I get up there. We're tied. I might be wrong on the score, but I believe it was 2-2. It was close. And then my boy Caleb Ansley gets up there. He got drafted in one of the later rounds by the Baltimore Orioles.
Nice.
This dude drops a 3-run bomb.
On you?
No.
Oh, for you.
For me.
Nice. That's what you need. Oh, you're striking everybody out the next inning. You won.
No. It was a walk-off.
Oh,
We're the home team.
Oh, okay. I
just wanted to build anticipation.
If your boy fucking hits a home run on the top of the fucking eighth.
I pitched 8 innings, 133 pitches, and that's where the shoulder all went downhill from there.
Yeah, that's why you don't do that to 14-year-olds.
Well, I was 15, but
that's why you don't do that to 15-year-olds.
Well, like there's some sad stories. We were going to talk baseball because your boy was supposed to be here for this episode. Hopefully he's here for the next episode.
Yeah, we're trying
to make this work.
Braxton and Danny, you punk motherfucker.
We're going to get in some baseball talk.
Danny played baseball too.
So if you see a baseball thing on the next episode, we're getting some baseball talk. Look how fucking
jacked this motherfucker is.
We got Steven Martinez versus
he's
Yuri
fighting Yuri Simone. Yuri's going to fuck him up.
Steven Martinez is who's filling in, right, for Gordon Ryan?
No, because Gordon was on the other side. It was going to be Yuri and Gordon on the finals probably.
Well, this is definitely not the finals because we've only been talking for a little bit.
No, but I'm saying that was going to be. So he was on the left side and Gordon was going to be on the right side.
We're an hour and a half into this. Let's wrap this bitch
Are we?
up.
God damn it.
This has been fun, dude.
Yeah, this is a good one.
We got into to some deeper issues. Like, I like going there. We're like, hey, let us know if you're the listeners, like what you think of the hype or not hype game, because I like it. We're going to try to keep it more condensed. We spread it out over this episode.
Yeah, we should probably do it like 3 for 3, but we just see the problem is I just get all over the place, dog.
Well, it's not that. It's like we've had a few West Cork.
Shout out, you got it right.
To the non-official sponsor of this podcast episode.
Hey, we're
going to do whiskey reviews.
That would be fucking gorgeous.
We're going to do whiskey reviews until you get closer into like actual fight mode. Then I'll do whiskey reviews for you.
I'm stopping. We can do one more next weekend, and then we can do one on my birthday, around March 31st. But in March, I'm going no drinks in March, and then April, I have 3 weeks till I fight. So I'm pretty much going no more drinks for once March hits for like 7 weeks.
Cool.
And then after that, you're going to see the fastest pints ever drank in the history of man.
I'm right there with you.
I'm hawking those back.
I'm right there with you, just like I'm right there with you leading up to fight camp. So, like, I know
right.
I dipped out on Wednesday night.
Oh, you're good.
My apologies, but enough guys were there.
Mm-hmm.
When you need me, holler at me. I'm there for you.
Right on, brother.
You're going to kick some ass.
Fuck yeah. Oh, I actually got a fight, guys. April 27th up in Iowa. Dude's name's Manny Mendoza. Gonna get fucked up.
Oh, why did we not talk about this in this episode?
I literally just remembered that I actually have a fight now. April 27th. Manny Mendoza, D3 wrestler. That only thing I could find about him was that he got a scholarship for being an academic All-American and that he got pinned by ISU. So,
well, there you go.
Or
well,
NIU, sorry.
Well, let's dig deeper in. Let's start a next episode.
I'm sure he's a fine fella. I won't talk shit, LOL.
I hope we record another one, because if we record another one with your boy, I'm going to release this one before Monday, and then if not, I'll release it on Monday.
Well, Jasmine's sister has that. She got that $70,000.
Oh yeah, scholarship.
So
yeah,
now she's
art.
got the big art one on Sunday.
Dude, that's
so
dope.
we got to work around it. Yeah, she's
I hope
fucking
she gets it.
badass, dude.
Well, she was working on art as we did our last podcast.
Dude, she's sick. Like a digital art, she's all nasty. So I'm making it to that one. Because this is her second art display in like 3 weeks, and I missed the first one for the podcast. So this is the big one. So I'm definitely gonna make that art display. So hopefully we can get him on the podcast. I'll see what he's doing tomorrow and what time he could do it Sunday if he can.
Dude, that's awesome. I appreciate you for showing up. It's always tough to come after practice.
Oh, this wasn't nothing. I already had it in my mind. It was sparring. It was sparring, and then it was fucking podcasting. No matter what the day had planned.
Oh yeah, I want to shout out to you, and then I want to end it with a great Tom Petty song.
That's fucking America right there. Let me tell you something. Whew. If you're next to your lady right now, I'm just need you to hold her tight. Tell her that you love her all night. 'Cause there ain't nothing wrong right now. You're just sitting here. You're listening to some sultry shit. And I swear to God, if this is the John Mayer, you motherfucker! I'm out of here. Fuck this podcast.
This has been a good one, everybody. Episode 40 of Head Kick Radio. This has been too good. Robbie King, take us away.
Say hello to the stars above.